what's up, Warren? Quick demo video for you for your Scavenger by KR Sabers with the Goth Master chassis. Thank you for your patience on this. I know I went on vacation and yesterday was my birthday, but as promised, I got this done this week for you, right? This is installed the Proffie. It's a one-button setup, and your one switch is here in the cog. And I'll show you how all this works here in a second. But you've got stock V3s in there for your NeoPixel connector. How to get to everything is you just want to grab this pommel and do a counterclockwise one click on it, right, and it pulls right out. If you're not careful, it'll pull out the chassis with it, which is okay. It'll come right out like that. But the chassis comes out of the pommel as well. Be very careful with it. I did have to go in here and on your J-lock system, like on this piece and on the other side, I had to file that down a little bit to make sure that it closed all the way. Some of these I do have to do that, and some of them I don't. It just depends. But on yours, I had to open up that J-lock system a little bit. All right, so we got that there, and then here is your chassis. This is probably the last Scavenger chassis that I do. I think this is my 5th or 6th one, and I'm going to retire from these guys after this one. But this one came out really nice. You've got the stock PCB connector here. You've got a crystal chamber here. So both of these doors open. They open up like that. So it gives you a full view of your crystal. And then on top of your crystal, you have that rotating plasma gate that I'll show you here in a second. These close back. These do have magnets on them, but what I like to do is as I'm gluing this together, as I'm building it up, I put just a little bit of glue on the hinges for the doors. Otherwise, they just kind of flop open. But with the glue on there, you can still open them up just fine, but they just have a little bit of stiffness to them so they don't wobble around on you, right? And then also they do have magnets on the bottom of each right here. And then when you close it all the way, it'll stay closed. It'll stay closed with a pressure fit, but then also those two magnets meet up, all right, on both sides. You've got a removable battery here. Kill switch right here. This is a KR Sabers 28mm speaker. And then how to get to your board, if you ever need to, is you just want to take this off. So once you take this off, it's just on magnets. It is a little hard for me to hide my wires. There's really nowhere to put them, right? It's meant to just be hid with this. So you are going to see a little bit of my wiring job. I'm not used to showing wires, but on these types of chassis, it's not something that can be helped. Your Proffie board is adhesed down to the shelf, but you can get to your SD card and your micro USB right there and never have to move the board. And also, too, you can come over here with your finger and you can pop your battery right out just like that. And it comes out, and then just you can push it right back in. All right. And then if you don't need to get to your board, of course, you can just leave this door on. It's got 4 magnets on it, 2 on both sides, and it just clamps right down there. So everything is nice and tidy. And if we come over here, I'm going to turn this light off first. I got all 7 sound fonts on here that you sent me, all the blade colors that you wanted, and then I made sure that the crystal matched the blade colors that you gave me. So that every sound font will have 3 blade styles. I know you're getting in there and you're starting to mess with Proffie a little bit. The 3rd blade style is for your plasma gate. So no matter what you add or subtract from this config, which there is a copy of it on the SD card, always leave that 3rd blade style alone. That is for your plasma gate, and that helps it spin. Okay. So you have a NeoPixel connector a NeoPixel accent for your crystal. And then right under that, you have a red LED. Right below that, you have a yellow LED. And then right below that, you have 2 more yellow LEDs around this area right here. Now, all 4 of those LEDs are just going to turn on with sound. So anytime there's sound on or the saber's on, you'll see those 4 LEDs light up. But the NeoPixel accent for your crystal will match your blade. Right, we'll turn it on. You can't do it for me. So you can see how your yellow and your red LEDs turned on when it was playing the preon. And then, of course, your crystal's pulsing. Everything is on a timer. So if you don't turn this on right away, it will time out on you. Even though it's a single button setup, you do have a tactile right here, so you can operate this chassis outside the saber. Now, hopefully you can see that spinning up here. You can see your red LED, your yellow, and then you got your other 2 down here that that basically light up this entire grill section right here. Just hold it to turn it off, just like that. We'll throw it in the saber. You've got channels in the saber, so you got a channel right here. You got another channel right here. Those need to correspond with. There's two screws on the bottom of this pommel, so you got one right here and one 180 degrees from it. That's the only way this saber or this chassis will go in. Go ahead and slide it all the way in. When you get it in and it's locked in place correctly, you should feel it bounce on those pins just a little bit, just like that. Once that's kind of bouncing and you can feel it on those pins, you can go ahead and take your pommel and put it on. We'll slide it right on. Press up tightly and do a clockwise turn, and it will lock everything in place. Right now, on this cog, it opens up. You keep turning it, it'll open up everything, and then the very last piece of travel is your switch. You got your LEDs firing up, and you got nice shine through in your windows. Just hold it to turn it off, just like that. You want to play your soundtrack. It's a double tap. It's a little tricky to do the double tap on a cog, but you'll get it right. Everything about this switch setup is very unique, and it's another double tap to turn it off, just like that. To change sound fonts, it's a long press on the button and then let go of it.
Final steps.
Now we're on final steps. And this one, of course, is blue. Turn it off. And we'll throw a blade in here. You've got one blade retention that's different than the other three, right? Because you've got 4 screws on the top. I did color the actual blade retention screw silver for you. It's like 1 millimeter longer than the other 3. So that way you didn't have to guess which one it was every time. So we'll come over here and we'll loosen that up a little bit. I don't have your blade plug in the saber for the demo, but it's in your box, and I'll make sure that it goes out with your saber. Right, but we'll get that out of there. Throw in this blade. These fins on the emitter will open up just enough to accept the blade. Put the blade down in there. Lock it down. Go to another sound font.
The last Skywalker.
Try to make sure I don't hit my ceiling. Blaster bolt deflects are just a tap on the button. You have to turn it a little bit tough to engage that switch, so don't be afraid to put a little bit of oomph in it. All right? Turn it off. Go to another one.
Go away.
Grumpy Uncle. Oh, this one's green that you wanted. Turn it off.
I'm all the Jedi. Rey Skywalker.
I don't know if we cycle through all of them. Turn it off just like that. We'll come over and we'll take the blade out. And then don't necessarily have to take the battery out since you have a kill switch on this guy. We'll go ahead and we'll take it out and engage that kill switch. Okay. I do have a little bit of difficulty with my blade in this saber because I've sanded my blade so much. But if you have a brand new blade, you shouldn't have any difficulty at all. All right, we'll just come over here again, take the pommel out, take the chassis out with it. turn this on from here. And then I come over here and flip the switch. You can see it kills everything just like it should. So that's basically your scavenger. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will try to get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. All right? Thanks.